What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Game Freak. Today we are going to look at the top 10 best-selling home consoles or handhelds when it comes to video games. Now, I have never proclaimed to be a video game history expert, so there's a couple of these that kind of surprised me that they were in the top 10 because, there's been so many different systems and tons of handhelds out there. So a couple of these surprised me. Granted, I did know what the number one was going to be, so that didn't surprise me, but there's a few in here that kind of shocked me that they were in the top 10. One in particular that I couldn't believe was in the top 10. I was like, holy shit. This was really interesting when I did the research on this, and I am going to let you know which systems and handhelds, were the top 10 most sold. And I'm not going to go by dollar amount in this video. I am going to go by the amount of units that were actually sold. And I'll tell you the year that they came out and everything. So let's dive into this top 10. Prepare to be kind of shocked on some of these. Maybe. They did for me. Let's check these out. So at number 10, this is one that actually did shock me. I didn't think that it would be in the top 10. I knew it sold a lot of units, but not this many. And that is the Game Boy Advance. This was released in 2001 and it sold 81.51 million units. At number 9, I actually thought this would be lower, and that's the Xbox 360. This was released in 2005, and this sold 84 million units. Now, this is an Xbox I never owned for too long. I think I kept it for about 2 weeks because I've said in numerous videos, I just don't like Xbox controllers, and that's the reason I've never really held on to one. However, I still do own the original Xbox. At number 8, we have the PlayStation 3. And this was released in 2006, and it sold 87.4 million units. Now, I loved this generation of consoles. I thought the competition was pretty awesome around, these years. There was so much competition. I mean, they were fighting for great games. So you got tons of good games, on the PS3, on the Xbox 360. Really fun time in gaming. At number 7, we have the Nintendo Wii. The Nintendo Wii came out in 2006 and sold 101.63 million units. Now, this was revolutionary when it came to gaming because you didn't use a normal joystick. You had that wand, and it was crazy. The only thing I can say that I didn't like about the Wii is I thought the Mii characters were pretty dumb and generic looking. But come on, man. Wii bowling, that was the shit. I don't care what anyone says. At number 6, we have the PlayStation 1. This was released in 1994 and it sold 102.49 million units. Now, I can't lie, this system in particular turned me into a vegetable when this came out. I mean, I pretty much lived in my bedroom playing this day and night. The graphics were just crazy for the time, and it had all of us thinking there's no way they could ever have graphics better than this. Well, looking back, we were dead wrong, but it was still a great system. At number 5, we have the PlayStation 4, and this came out in 2013 and it sold 117.2 million units. Now, this console in particular holds a special place near my heart because it gave me my favorite game of all time, and I think it's the best game ever made, and that is Red Dead Redemption 2. PlayStation 4 was absolutely awesome and still is. At number 4, we have the Game Boy and Game Boy Color. Now, the Game Boy came out in 1989, while the Game Boy Color came out in 1998. These two handhelds brought in, or actually sold, I'm sorry, 118.69 million units. That's a whole lot of Game Boys sold. I never owned a Game Boy Color either. I did have the original Game Boy. I enjoyed it a lot. Unfortunately, it died on me, so I do need to get another Game Boy. I am looking into getting a Game Boy Color as well. I mean, I play a lot of those games on my Ambernick device, so really cool handhelds right here. At number 3, we have the Nintendo Switch, and this came out in 2017 and sold 141.32 million units. I mean, this is a great hybrid system, and this is still selling. I mean, it's that good. It has a lot of great games on it, and just the fact that, you know, you can hook this up to your TV and play it with a controller. You can use the Joy-Cons if you want, so you and a friend can both play. You don't even have to hook it to a TV. The screen has a little kickstand on the back. You can pretty much play this anywhere. So this is a really cool system that Nintendo put out, and I can see why it sold so many units. Great little system. Alright, number 2 really shocked me. I did not think this would be all the way down to number 2, but that is the Nintendo DS. This was released in 2004 and sold 152.02 million units. That's a whole hell of a lot. You know, the DS was pretty awesome, but I didn't think that it even sold that many. I didn't think that it would be in the top 10. I knew it would be like in the top 15, but at number 2, this definitely shocked me. DS was cool, but I don't think it was number 2 cool. And finally, at number 1, this is one that I was 100% confident would be at number 1, and that is the PlayStation 2. This was released in the year 2000 and sold 155 million units, and I can see why. I mean, this console was a step ahead of the competition. Great system, still play it pretty much daily. Absolutely love the PS2. So there you have it. Those are the 10 top selling consoles and handhelds. And like I said, there's 2 of them that really shocked me, and that was the Game Boy Advance, and the one that really shocked me at number 2 was the Nintendo DS. I did not think the DS sold that many units. I mean, I'm not bashing the DS at all. In fact, I have 4 Nintendo DSs. I love the DS. I just didn't think that it sold that many. That's just insane to me. I mean, what was that? 154.02 million units? That's a whole lot of DSs out there. So, pretty crazy. And, you know, Nintendo pretty much dominates this top 10, which is nuts because, you know, they have the DS on here, the Switch, Game Boy, Game Boy Color, the Wii, Game Boy Advance. You know, PlayStation's on here 4 times with the 3, 4, 2, and the original. But it also kind of shocked me that Xbox only has 1 system on here, and that was the 360. You know, I have nothing against Xbox. Like I said in the video, the only reason that I've never held on to any of those consoles, and I have bought every single one, I just never end up keeping them. I try to give them a chance. I'm like, well, maybe they change the controllers up a little bit. And I just don't like the controls. Like the systems themselves, I think they're great systems. I have nothing against Xbox at all. It's just them damn controllers. I cannot stand the controllers. But so I was very shocked that only the 360 was on there. But, you know, it is what it is. Numbers don't lie, and that's the top 10. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section. If you are new to the channel, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. It really helps out this channel a lot, and I greatly appreciate it. And until the next video, game on, everybody.